Easy Mutt Coins provides safe Madden 22 coins, and they have the cheapest prices among all the sites. It's a trusted website. Please use my code GS to enjoy 5% off, and make sure you follow their official Twitter at EasyMutt1 for coin giveaways and more. What up? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy GS. Hopefully you guys are doing fantastic. Welcome back to another Madden 22 video. So today we're going to show you guys a nice defense just to change things up. And I think it's something that you can do to have fun. And I enjoy it. It's something that, I started to do the other day, and I've been enjoying it immensely. So this is my team setup. So whenever I run squads on defense, I have my 50 out of 50 Patriots. But defensively, you see a couple things. We have Myles Garrett starting at right outside linebacker. You have Kevin Green starting at left outside linebacker. We have Chandler Jones starting at right end. Then we have Derek Thomas starting at left end. Now we're going to talk about why we have those guys there specifically in a second. I do have full Myles Garrett and full Kevin Green, just at my DC that I play squads with. He uses Sean Taylor, Myles Garrett, and Kevin Green. So whenever we play together, I slide him those guys so he can have them on his defense to make us hopefully a little bit better on defense. But I got to get those back from him. But anyways, strategy cards are so much better than what we're used to. And I know a lot of people hate strategy cards. And it's because it's very tough to get the one you specifically want, right? Last year, the previous years, you wanted, your physical chems. You can put sprinter on whoever it is you want. You can put brawler on whoever it is you want. You didn't have to, take a chance and randomly buy one and try to put sprinter on your Randy Moss, and you bought one like, oh, dang it, I got shaker. I got to re-roll because that's not the one I want. You can put who you want, when you want. And strategy items, you kind of got to just take a gamble and hope you get the ones you want, or you got to trade them in and take a fantasy pack and still hope you get the one you want. I get that aspect of it. But once you get the ones you want, it is so much better than the physical items we're used to, and I'm going to explain why in a second. So last year, if you wanted to go 50 out of 50 lockdown and 50 out of 50 pass rush, which, I was able to accomplish, you needed a lot of high overall backups. Last year, I believe an 88 overall got you ×2 chem, and I believe a 93 got you ×3, and I think a 98 or 99 got you like ×4. So in order to get 50 out of 50 lockdown, at the very beginning, it's tough. You would put lockdown on everybody in order to get 50 out of 50, right? You would have lockdown on your corners, your safeties, your linebackers, your linemen, as many people as you could so you can get to 50 out of 50. But then once the higher overall started coming out, it's like, wait a minute, I got 50 out of 50 a lot easier because I'm able to get ×3 on a couple guys, and I'm able to get ×2 all over the board. And then you're like, oh, wait a minute, now we got 50 out of 50. I can get a bunch of 88 as backups, get ×2, ×2, ×2, ×2, and little by little start working on a different chem. So now I'm 50 out of 50 lockdown, 25 out of 50 run stuff, or 25 out of 50 pass rush and stuff like that. But this year with strategy items, the way it works, you only are able to boost a small specific group instead of the entire offense or defense. So lockdown, you can put lockdown and it would increase your lineman, your linebacker, whoever you put it on. If you want a +4 zone on your lineman, +4 awareness with catching and press on your lineman, you could. But this year is only a small specific group. Like I have the 2 wide receiver items, and I get +1 speed twice on all my receivers. So +2 speed on all my receivers. But that leaves my running back unaffected, my tight end unaffected, my offensive lineman unaffected, my quarterback unaffected. I think I said running backs already. So all those guys don't get boost. Only my receivers get boost, where last year you could boost your entire team. Same goes for defense. I have the DB strategy item and the cornerback strategy item. I get +2 speed on all my cornerbacks because I get +1 here and then +1 here. I get +1 speed on all my safeties because I only get +1 speed on DBs, and cornerbacks don't affect the safeties. But with that being said, because of the strategy items working how they work, I no longer need expensive backups, right? I don't need 88 overalls all across the board as backups for me to try and fill out another chemistry. Now it doesn't matter because now I'm only boosting corners and safeties. It doesn't matter who I have at backup linemen or linebackers. It doesn't affect the team at all. So if that being said, there's a package in nickel normal that swaps your pass rush, and it's fun and it's godlike. So the reason why I couldn't do this before is for team chem reasons. You take a look, and Myles Garrett, now he does get secondary position, but he's out of position at right outside linebacker. And so is Derek Thomas. Now there's a package in nickel normal where you set it up. It puts your linebackers at D ends, and then it puts your D ends at D tackle. So whenever I go to this lineup and I do this sub package, Chandler Jones, that is correct. Chandler Jones and Derek Thomas are now my defensive tackles. And then Myles Garrett and Kevin Green are now my D ends. So if I wanted Kevin Green as a D tackle, I could just swap Kevin Green for Derek Thomas or whoever it is you want. If you have Von Miller, it doesn't matter. You can have whoever you want as long as they're a linebacker or lineman at D tackle, and it's phenomenal. Now, the reason I started to do this is because when I set up my no cornerback squad and I got 7 safeties out there, I had my ends were Chandler Jones and Derek Thomas, and my D tackles were Warren Sapp and Myles Garrett. Figure Myles Garrett's going to be a monster at D tackle, which he is. But the problem is everyone has a quarterback that can take off, right? The coverage would be good. The pass rush wouldn't come in, as quickly as it should. And then they would take off, right? And I was like, I would have to spy Myles Garrett because I can't spy Warren Sapp. He's just far too slow. And I don't want to spy Myles Garrett. He's, arguably the best pass rusher in the game. That makes no sense. But I would have El Toro on my outside guys, so I can't spy them. Even though they're faster, I'm taking ability away from myself if I do that. So it's like, I should go back to what I know that I've done a little bit before last year. But again, I couldn't really do it because of chemistry purposes. Is imagine me having Derek Thomas at D tackle. And if I run up against a Vince Young with Escape Artist, or I run up against a Danny Dimes, I can have a Derek Thomas at spy. Now, I could get Montez Sweat and spy him, but he doesn't have the pursuit of Derek Thomas. He doesn't have the block shed of, maybe he probably does. Maybe I'm wrong there. But he doesn't have the zone of a Derek Thomas. He doesn't have, but pursuit is the most important thing, and the speed is like right up there. And if I happen to face someone who doesn't have a fast quarterback, super fast like Zach Wilson, now Zach Wilson will get away from you every now and then, but for the most part, I don't really have to spy him. Having a monster D tackle like Chandler Jones and Derek Thomas is so beneficiary compared to having, like, if I wanted to put like Javon Curse at D tackle, right, who's fast, or if I wanted to put Montez Sweat. Let's take a look at Chandler Jones at D tackle. He's going to have 82 speed, 90 strength, 89 acceleration, 93 power move, and 89 finesse move. Perfect D tackle, right? Is he not? Let's take a look at the other D tackle now. Let's take a look at Derek Thomas, who we now have a D tackle. We're going to show you guys in a second how to do this. 86 speed, 89 power move, 88 finesse move, 89 block shed. And again, you got to factor in his zone, his pursuit, and all that stuff, his awareness whenever you spy him. So, passing directly over him probably isn't going to be too smart because he will react on the ball. So let's just jump into a quick game and show you guys exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to just switching your lineup and having a little fun. Again, your linebackers, your starting left and right outside linebacker will be put at your D ends. Your starting right end and your starting left end will be put at D tackle. Outside of this, let's say you have Khalil Mack, Von Miller, Carl Banks, a legit outside linebacker. There's no other way to put these guys at D tackle. If you ever wished, man, I wish I could put Von Miller at D tackle. This is how you do that. If you ever wished, if only I could put 6'4" Carl Banks at D tackle, man, would I love that. Now you can, and we're going to show you how. So we're just going to jump into a quick little challenge here, and we're going to start on defensive side of the ball first. That way we can show you guys the sub package and how it looks. So again, let's go straight down to, let's go to the campaign. And let's find one where we're on defense first. Okay, not catch types, none of those. Week 6, aggressive. Okay, tackling. Here we go. So again, we are going to have, this is our defensive front line. This is our front four. We're going to have Myles Garrett, Kevin Green, Derek Thomas, and Chandler Jones all on the D-line. If that right there doesn't sound absolutely positively disgusting for pass rush, I don't know what does. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely much prefer sending 3 over 4. The plan is, once I get my guys back from my guy along, is I'm going to, still run the cover 4, cover 6, cover 9 out of nickel. Now, it's out of nickel normal. Now, I picked up the multiple defensive playbook. The reason why I went with multiple defensive playbook is they have 3-4 odd and nickel normal. Now, you can do this out of any playbook out of nickel normal. I don't think like 2-4-5 or those formations. I don't think those formations it can be done. I only know how to do it out of nickel normal. And I need a playbook with nickel normal and 3-4 odd for the fact of 3-4 odd is my run defense. If somebody comes out in a very heavy run defense, I want to be in 3-4 odd to try and stop that. But as far as pass rushing goes, I definitely prefer, sending 4. And again, our pass rush is just going to be glitchy. So let's go on ahead and show you guys exactly what it is we're talking about. So we're going to go to nickel normal. And there is a package we're going to look for, and it is LB Pass Rush, right? Now let's take a look at our alignment. We got Myles Garrett, Chandler Jones, Derek Thomas, and Kevin Green all on the D-line. That is correct. You saw it right. You can put a linebacker at defensive tackle. So again, we have Myles Garrett at end. We have Derek Thomas at D tackle. We have Chandler Jones at D tackle. And we have Kevin Green at end. And this could be done with any variation of linemen, linebackers you want. If you want, on your edges, if you want Kevin Green and Khalil Mack, but D tackles, you want DeMarcus Ware and Carl Banks, you can do that. If you want Myles Garrett and Chandler Jones on your outsides, but you want Kevin Green and Derek Thomas as your D tackles, you can do that. And this right here gives you an absolute stout, phenomenal defensive pass rush that is like no other. So I like to go on ahead and just come out in here and let me switch in all my safeties, all 19 of them. We got a bunch of safeties. Let's go on ahead and make sure all my safeties are in. All 17 of them. And, just call like a cover 2, cover 3. And then we have these guys at defensive tackle. And if I wanted to spy, I have Derek Thomas there, who I don't really need to worry about. I mean, look at that. DT just shed it immediately. Let me tell you, I've already played a ton of games on squads with this. And something about Derek Thomas at D tackle that just hits different. A defensive tackle, Derek Thomas, just hits different. You take a look at my guy right here, defensive tackle, and I mean, he just throw him down to the ground. Like you try to chop block my guy, it's just not gonna work out. And eventually, Chandler Jones at D tackle, they go on ahead and shed as well. Now the reason why I have this set up is Chandler Jones has a 99 pass rush rating on Mudhead. So does Myles Garrett. And I believe Kevin Green has like a 95 pass rush rating. And Derek Thomas has like a 97 pass rush rating. So, again, we're going to go back to El Toro's on the edges. So Kevin Green and Myles Garrett will have El Toros. And then the other 7 secondary guys, I'm going to have mid-zone on all those guys so they react to passes quicker. And that right there is going to be 11 AP, which leaves me with 1 left. And I might put like maybe unpredictable on Derek Thomas or something like that. But for the most part, man, the pass rush is just really good. Like, we've just been absolutely dominating with this pass rush. And again, it's fun. It's fun because you get to go on ahead and put a Lawrence Taylor at defensive tackle when he drops. You can go on ahead and put guys at that position that you ordinarily would not be able to. Not only are you able to do that, it doesn't mess with your chemistries. That has zero effect on my cornerbacks getting +2 speed, +2 man, +2 zone. It has no effect on it. And since I can't boost linemen as it is, try and get the best lineman as you can. And I promise you, doing this just gives you so much better pass rush. I'm actually thinking about maybe not even doing El Toros, and that actually is an extra 4 AP, and maybe just throwing a few acrobats out there. So whenever I'm in my cover 6, I'll have, a couple acros out there that might go crazy for us, and it might be the difference between a pick or a completion, But, even as a stock pass rush, we're able to go on ahead and put these guys on the D-line, and they make plays. I'm telling you, you go on ahead and do this, you're just going to have a lot more fun in the game when you go on ahead and you have your Chandler Jones at D-tackle putting in work. When you have your DeMarcus Ware at D-tackle. Yeah, good luck to any center trying to block a DeMarcus Ware consistently with the speed, strength, excel, power move, finesse. Good luck. It's your boy GS. We're going to go on ahead and be signing out. This defense is very fun. Until next time, peace.